So we're interested in high containment viruses and bacteria. And this is the normal group of people down the hall here that work here. And for the most part, they're people from either the vet school. We also have professors from K-State that work on foodborne illnesses. And then we have a very good collaboration with the USDA. A lot of their students are, they're K-State, they have adjunct appointments with the vet school for the most part. And so they can have their students work here and they can work here. So they have adjunct appointments even though they're in the USDA. And then this is my group. We work on viruses that are spread by mosquitoes. So there's an awful lot of different viruses that are important to both animals and people. And we can work on vaccines and diagnostics. And we have an insectary here so we can raise them in the basement. And then once we have adult female mosquitoes, we can take them into the back, which is over here. That's the containment. So we have what's called an ACL3. It's a arthropod containment level 3, which is high containment insectary where we can infect the mosquitoes and either see how they're transmitting or use them to infect large animals like sheep or pigs, etc. These are more people from DMP, Dr. Jürgen Richt and Dr. Ma, and they have a lot of different projects, including sheep and pigs, different viruses. They're interested in a lot of different things, mostly from a vaccine standpoint. And what makes us kind of unique from our big brother or sister up on the hill, which is the NBAF facility, is that we work on pathogens that affect crops. So obviously NBAF will not be doing that. They're going to be just doing viruses that are animal and people. BRI has a part of the facility that is able to do pathogens that affect crops. So here we have a large animal holding facility. So this guy is wearing a PAPR, as you can see, so it's high containment. These gates can be changed so we can have different sized animals in there. This would be, for the pigs, be a good example of what would go in here. So this is our training lab. There has never been any pathogens in here, so it's as safe as a normal room. So what we have is functional biosafety cabinets. We have 5 of them so that we can train people 5 at a time. And a biosafety cabinet just keeps the researcher safe. It keeps the product that you're working with safe and the environment safe. Then over there on the table, we have a set of PAPRs that people can try on. And it just is like what you saw in the pictures. You know, keeps the researcher safe using a PAPR. And this is just the air, so it's HEPA filtered air in to the PAPR so that they aren't breathing in the pathogen. So we have all the normal lab equipment in here so that people can, you know, try it out and see what they're doing and teach them how to take things in and out of the cabinets into the refrigerators or the incubators, etc., so that they can just learn how to do stuff safely. Because working in a level 3 lab is quite a lot different than working in a level 2 lab. You have to do a lot more extra things to make sure that things are happening safely. A lot of the researchers work on African swine fever virus, which is causing a lot of problems in Europe and in Asia right now. So there's people working on diagnostics and vaccines, etc. High-path avian influenza is another important virus that people are working on here. Dr. Jishu Shi is working on classical swine fever. It used to be known as hog cholera. It hasn't been in the United States for quite some time, but it's something that we keep an eye on, don't want it here. My group works on Japanese encephalitis virus. It's not here in the United States, it's in Asia. But my group is basically looking at if it came to the United States, what would happen? Do we have the right animals to transmit it? Do we have the right mosquitoes to transmit it? And then looking at novel vaccines and diagnostics. PRRS is another virus that several of the researchers are working on. It's an important virus here in the United States. We're also working on Rift Valley fever virus, which is another mosquito-transmitted virus. It is not here in the United States. It's from Africa with the name Rift Valley fever. And it's transmitted by mosquitoes, but it also has a lot of people that get infected because they are shearing the sheep and the aerosols or they get their finger cut or something. So a lot of sheep to human transmission as well as mosquito transmission. Another one that we're working on is Schmallenberg. It was causing a lot of problems in Europe about 5 years ago. And then this is one of the E. coli projects that is done with the food. Basically, they're interested in wondering how do you detect if there's E. coli in like meals ready to eat for soldiers, or in this case, food served to students. And I kind of talked about our wheat blast. Even though it's not a true BSL-3 pathogen, you don't want it out in the crops, so they work on it here in high containment so that they can make sure that they don't have it on their self when they leave. And then this is a nice picture of a mosquito that was downstairs, and we also work on Zika virus. Yeah, so the dual degree DVM PhD or DVM masters would have to find a person that is working on a virus that you would be interested in, which I just kind of ran through some of the things that we're working on, and then finding a mentor that you want to work with, and then go ahead and get the degree. So thank you.